Morning, Miss Parker. Tinker.
There you are. Hi, how are you?
Oh, don't ask that question, not today.
Not today, okay.
Oh, we are live, Dr. Polk. Inquiring minds are wanting to know. I'd like to call the
Oh, no. What's on the
January 9th County Board meeting to order, please. Today's invocation is from Roger Hess.
Mighty eternal God, we praise and thank you for calling us to serve as a voice of your people. We ask that you look upon this assembly gathered here today of elected officials, department heads, employees, and concerned citizens. May I always act in accordance with your will, and we ask that you grant each of us the knowledge, the wisdom, and the strength to make decisions that will best serve our constituents and all residents of the county. Father, we also ask that you watch over and protect all the emergency service personnel that's serving our county and our state, along with all those serving in the military at home and abroad that are protecting our nation. Finally, Father, it's been a long 2 years, but we also ask that you continue watching over the families, friends, colleagues of Sergeant Rittmanick and Bailey, and those that are tasked with ensuring that justice is served. We ask this in your name. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you. Please join me in the pledge. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Hess, Mr. Tholen, Mrs. Polk,
Present.
Mr. Snipes, Mr. Seroy, Mrs. Weber, Mrs. Parker, Mr. Fairfield, Mr. Carrico, Mr. Eckhoff, Mr. Swanson, Mr. Featherling, Mr. Donnell, Mr. Miller, Mr. Long, Mr. Kirkstra, Mr. Hunter, Mr. Smith, Mr. Alexander Hildebrand, Ms. Foster, Ms. Andrade, Ms. Armour Earps, Mr. Ashcraft, Ms. Monday, Ms. Rittmanick Emmy, Mr. Scanlon, Ms. Turner, Mr. Wheeler.
Present.
We have a quorum.
We have a quorum. Under public comment today, we have a total of 15 minutes, and it's 9:04. We have George, it looks like Record from Mantino. Hope I got that right, sir.
Testing. Hello? Is it? Okay. I don't know Mrs. Monday here, but I read an article probably a month ago. You said it was going to be a good thing to have that Goshen plant in Mantino. You realize it's communist, so why would you want a communist-owned plant in the United States? And they say it's going to be 2,500 jobs, and I really don't believe it's going to be 2,500 jobs. So I've lived there 30 years. And I just don't think it's a good thing to let that come into Mantino, but it looks like the ball's rolling on it already. But there's going to be a fight against it, just so you know, because it's not a good thing. So I just wanted to let you personally know it's not good for Mantino. Thanks, but no thanks.
Next we have Bob Forsyth from Mantino.
Miss Monday, I think you need a therapist.
Sir, please direct your to the chair of the board. You do not attack board members.
I'm not attacking a board member. I'm just commenting on a comment that she made about how she went and picked out a sweater, and she was just fine where it came from when it came from a communist Chinese party. It's perfect. Then I have another one here. I won't address anybody, but I'm sure you'll figure out who said this. Good morning. I told Smitty the dissidents were going door to door to securing signatures against Goshen. My physical therapist lives in Mantino, and shared the information with me. The Manteno dissidents are at our county board meeting. 6 or 7 spoke. Bob Forsyth was the speaker and attacked Andy repeatedly. A lady named Terry with a Trump jersey kept repeatedly hollering during the public comments, "I'll call you after the meeting." Then it goes, and yes, we need their presentation to cite NAACP and Hispanic partnership. In our ball game, one must have thick skin, as was indicated last evening. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving. We are having dinner with Mark, the plant manager. Enjoyable. First off, I didn't know this became a race issue with Hispanics and NAACP. This is an issue that represents all of us. With the Chinese Communist Party, you guys voted for stuff that you knew, that supposedly you didn't know what you were voting for, but you voted anyhow. And yes, we do come to these meetings. They're just not your personal meetings. Andy, you lied repeatedly in emails that you had no idea what was going on. And Andy, you're not even paying attention to me. And you know what? I personally don't like that. I find it insulting. Miss Monday, you can sit and laugh at me too. That's just fine. The ignorance is right here at this board. Not with all of you, but with some of you. Mr. Hunter, you came to our meeting and you pushed something this may not even exist. But yet, that $500 or $5,000 that went to that party, that Christmas party, do you remember that? Do you have anything to do with that? Okay, that was donated by Goshen. $5,000 got paid to a party, for a Christmas party that came from Goshen. And I think that party was in Robbins. So, I mean, I just don't understand. I've been to a lot of meetings, and I've seen different meetings, and it disgusts me. Today, at the prayer thing, you're supposed to represent us, and you don't. You represent yourself and whatever greed is in for it. And Andy, again, you're not paying attention to me, and I'm talking. You need to step down. You need to get out of this thing early. Mr. Hunter, maybe you need to leave too. Miss Monday, you definitely need to go.
Next up is David Kiken, Manteno.
Good morning. Just sharing some of the stuff that I've learned since this Goshen has come up. Always been told if you want to change government, you know, the national elections really aren't that important. You should get involved in your government at a local level. And what I've found since this started is at the local level, I see just as much corruption as I see at the national level. Went out to eat a couple weeks ago, ran into an old friend, hadn't seen him in a while. He's been instrumental in the community leadership breakfasts and such. And he said, "Oh yeah," he said, "you're involved in that Goshen thing, aren't you?" And I said, "Yeah," and he's just shaking his head. I said, "I just can't believe the deception and corruption that I've seen since this started." And he just looked at me and he said, "It's always been that way." And he's lived his life, most of his life here in the area, worked for Roper when they first started. Mr. Chairman, you have lied to us. I was told the first time I came to this meeting that you didn't have anything to do with Goshen, but yet you as a board voted to give them tax breaks. And according to emails that I've read from the chairman to Goshen, is he was so proud and glad to invite Goshen to in his words, my county. It's not just your county. And according to the polls that have been taken, most of your constituents are against it. And I don't understand. Of course, we've got board members that I apparently thought that Aqua makes your water. Going off a well was going to protect against any residual waters going into our streams or anything, because now we get our water from Aqua. Aqua comes from our rivers and streams. Mr. Hunter, you're very proud of your father and your brother. I've heard the story many times, but a mental health center is not comparable to an EV factory dealing in toxic chemicals that's owned by what our people in charge of security have called the biggest threat to freedom in this world. I just don't understand how this is a good thing. And I don't have that many years left, but I'll keep fighting against it. Thanks for your time.
Jim Wasser,
For all these guys, I get 30 seconds or what?
you have until
Man, come out here and
9:19.
stand. I don't like people looking at my back.
9:19. I'm sorry, I've got to do public comment back there. You can turn sideways if you want to move the mic.
First of all, after the last meeting, I had a text from Peggy Sue Mundy, and I had not read that article. I must say that I was remiss in that. And I went and I had a conversation with Andy, and we talked a little bit about, you know, the $2 million tax that they would be capped at after, I believe it's prorated to the number of employees. Is that correct, sir?
They have to meet I can't answer questions during public
Okay,
comment.
I'm sorry, sure.
I
Well,
can't get
if
into
that's the
that.
case, that's
Yeah,
fine.
yeah.
And, but what I'd like to say is, I know everybody says, Peggy says, you know, they're not a communist country. They have done their investigation. But I have a fundamental problem with allowing more Chinese to take land in our America. The reason being is I have a book that after all my comments, and I do apologize for them. Those are a little tough on some of you folks, but they're from my heart. So I come here in person. I don't come in like some people, DB. I don't put it on a text. No, you don't do that way. You come and you step up and you take accountability for what you do, okay? But after that, Mr. George Potter, many of you would remember him from Potter Electric. Well, I'm still friends with him, and he lives in Washington State. And he gave me an idea, and I left a little handout. This book, I would recommend for anybody, The 100-Year Marathon, China's Secret Strategy to Replace America to the Global Superpower. And after you read this, if anyone would let a Chinaman even on his interstate, okay, these people have had a master plan. It's their 100-year plan that they started in 1949 and prior to that. I recommend that you all read this, and I believe you would never ever vote again to allow them anywhere, because they have stolen our technology, they steal everything, they've undervalued our currency, and they are very subversive. If you people think those are nice people, your children and grandchildren will suffer by what these folks are going to do, and they are evil. And I know it's kind of hard, and I saw in Peggy's article that, you know, how can you be from China and not communist? I still have a fundamental disagreement with that, but I respect their writing and I respect your opinions. But the bottom line is they're going to take over this country, and if you read this, it's a fine outline from 1949 and before, exactly what they're doing. And I read a lot, and I just don't bring up trash. This is by Michael Pillsbury, and it's a very well-known book. And if you could at least please get it, because once you see that, they're ready to rock and roll, and they lie, they lay in the background, and I don't want to get racial here. I will not. All I will tell you is my dad told me one time, and I gotta just be very fair. If anyone's Chinese here, I apologize. But when he fought the Japs on Guadalcanal, and I talked to him, and when I had my tours in Vietnam, he told me, Jim, never trust an Oriental the rest of your life. And well, you might not like that, but by God, it's coming to play right here. Okay, and our children and grandchildren are going to suffer, our water systems and everything. The tradesmen doing it are quality. I know that. I'm a retired IBW electrician of 40 years. Seems like 140, but we have the best of the best doing those jobs, and we need those jobs. I know that'll be put in right, but I just don't believe what they're going to say they're going to do. It's just beyond me. And right now with our borders, many of you don't know, 26,000 Chinese have come across our southern border to date. Now, they didn't come here to collect for UNICEF. They come here to get technology and take over what we have. And we're now allowing them to do that. So when you sleep tonight, look up and say, you know, enough is enough. Thank you very much.
All right, moving on. We have no vacancy appointments. I do have a presentation. Wanted to mention, I don't think we actually got the actual plaque in yet, did we? We didn't receive anything from GFOA, but we did. Our finance department, Mr. McCarty, and really the entire administration was awarded again with the Achievement and Excellence for Financial Reporting for the 8th consecutive year. It's really important to note that it's not an award that says, you know, you're running your finances so wonderfully, you deserve this lovely piece of paper to commemorate this. It's more of how you transparently present the numbers in an easily consumable format and project that and encourage people to absorb what those truthful numbers and representations are. So I just wanted to clarify that's what the award is for. It's not a board award. It's really for how we operate in a financial sense and display that to the public. So I don't think is Steve here, but I just wanted to say thank you to Steve and his staff for putting that together, and it's a result of really professional acumen that we're lucky to have. So thank you. It's the actual letter is in the packet and what their criterion is, so I encourage you to check that out. It's not a little deal, especially 8 years in a row. Yes, Mr. Snipes.
Yeah, I just had the hand raised because I need to have a point of order so that we don't violate the Open Meetings Act. While we discourage any personal attack, the public can say what they want, whether we agree with them or not, and they must be allowed to speak as long as there's no personal. If they attack your political record, they have the right to do so, but we cannot interrupt them, otherwise we will be in violation of the Open Meetings Act. So I want to state that for the record because and the other thing is we choose not to comment, but the law does not prevent us from commenting. It's just that we will listen and maybe comment later. But those two things I just need to bring out, and maybe you need to have the legal department look at it, but I do believe that we're on track, that the public can speak, and we cannot interrupt them if they are following the law. That's just my comment.
What does that have to do with finances?
Well, my hand was raised, but since y'all don't get a chance to see it.
Yeah, exactly.
The thing is
I'm sorry.
They were in a public comment.
Come to your house and have a meeting?
As a public order, as a right to privilege and to be able to have a point of order, you stop someone during a public comment to tell them what they could not do, and they were not in violation. So, yes, sir. And if they were to file an Open Meetings Violation Act, I think we will get dinged on that. So I'll stand by what I said.
All right. This guy. Proclamation. Proclamations today, we have none of those. Certificates of appreciation. Denise Whittington from probation, 25 years, and Tom is here to present. Few good words, I would imagine. Be better. Work in the same office.
Good morning. It's my pleasure to present this certificate of 25 years of service to Denise Winnington. She spent 23 of the 25 years working in our juvenile division, which you know can be very challenging. You're not just working with a juvenile, you're working with a family, you're working with a lot more than just the minor. Also, you've heard me in public, and I should say in Criminal Justice Committee, speak of the vacancies we have, and that puts more work on everyone else. Denise is one of those individuals that steps up, takes on whatever has to be done. Doesn't gripe at me too much, but she does. She does a great job. She's always done a great job. Also, it should be noted that many years ago she met her future husband working in our department. Today they have 4 beautiful children. I think the oldest one's a junior. So she's got many years of expenses ahead of her. She's promised me another 25 years, so. But congratulations.
We have Christine Anderson from the assessor's office, 20 years, and it looks like Eric is here as well. Your call. Okay.
As Andy mentioned, Chris has been with us for 20 years. I've been with the department for 10. One of the things that I would say is that in addition to being the first person that most people see when they come into our department, and she has a tremendous demeanor with the public and does a great job with all the things that she's tasked, she's also just a really positive influence on our department. And when new members come in, like myself 10 years ago, and I've had some turnover in the last few years, she really helps acclimate people to the department with her positive attitude and the way that she presents herself. I see people kind of follow in line with that, and that's a really great sign of what kind of person she is. So I congratulate her on her 20 years, and I look forward to working with her for maybe 20 more. Thank you very much.
We also have Blake Blanchette in corrections, 10 years.
Hey, good morning, everybody. It's always a great day when you can recognize your employees for their service. Correctional Officer Blake Blanchette still in uniform because he works on midnight, so we'll keep this brief so he can go home and sleep. But Blake, you know, in watching what Blake does and listening to our supervisors, Blake is the correctional officer who, when somebody needs something done, Blake does it. No questions, no nothing. He just does it. He does the hard work. There really is no easy work, but he does the work that's required, and we all know how tough a job of corrections is, and we're thankful for Blake. 10 years is quite an accomplishment, and we look forward to you sticking around for a long time, Blake. Thank you.
Dustin Brown is in Mexico, so poor guy. He's the snowstorm.
So yes, Dustin apparently is out of town, somewhere warm. So we're going to take 5 years of service from him for rubbing that in our face. Thank you. No, just kidding. I think the FOP might have a problem with that. So Dustin Brown, Sheriff's Deputy, 25 years. Thank you for your service. And then Dan Hendrickson, 30 years in the county clerk's office.
I'm glad the check's cleared. So, I did have a few comments prepared, if you will indulge me for a little bit. Friends, colleagues, and fellow servants of the people, 30 years ago I was at a crossroads in my life. Having been laid off by my previous employer of 13 years, I was unsure of what my future might hold. With more than a little uncertainty, I began this journey into public service with a desire to make a difference, to leave the world a little better than I found it. Today I look at the path behind me, marked by so many joys and more than a few lessons learned, moments of challenge and nights of quiet contemplation. Yet through it all, one constant remains, the unwavering belief that even the smallest act of service can ripple outwards, shaping the course of lives and communities. These past decades, have been a tapestry woven with threads of diverse experiences. I've navigated the labyrinth of bureaucracy, witnessed the power of policy and action, and learned the delicate art of building bridges across divides. I've met countless individuals whose stories have etched themselves onto my soul. The joyous young couples beginning their lives together, the single mother struggling to pay her delinquent property taxes, the veteran proudly standing in line to cast a vote, the vote their service ensured. I share in their joys and sorrows, their voices a constant echo in my conscience. It'd be disingenuous to say the path was always smooth. There are moments of frustration, of feeling like I was pushing a boulder uphill. But when doubts began to threaten to engulf me, I found solace in the words of my dear friend and mentor, Bruce Clark, a man who dedicated his life to the same cause. Remember, he'd say, we stand on the shoulders of the giants who come before us. Their legacy is our inheritance, their failures are lessons learned. Let the struggles propel us forward, not hold us back. And so I persevered. I learned to navigate the minefield of compromise, to find common ground where seemingly irreconcilable differences clashed. I learned the power of listening, of truly hearing the voices of those often unheard, and weaving their concerns into the work of the people. I learned that progress, though often slow and incremental, is ultimately a collective endeavor, a symphony played on the instruments of collaboration and empathy. Today, as I look back on 30 years of service, I am not filled with self-congratulation, but with a profound sense of gratitude. Gratitude for the opportunity to serve, for the privilege of being a steward of the public good. Gratitude for the countless individuals who've walked alongside me, mentors and colleagues who have shaped me, challenged me, and inspired me to be better. The journey ahead is far from over. While more days are behind me than before me, new challenges always loom, demanding innovative solutions and unwavering commitment. But I face them with the same spirit that fueled me 30 years ago, the spirit of service, of unwavering belief in the transformative power of human action. For as long as I serve this county, I will stand with you, shoulder to shoulder, to serve and meet the needs of those who have given us their trust. Let's continue this journey together, building a future worthy of our dreams, a future where every voice is held or heard, every hand held, and every soul has the chance to rise. May the next 30 years be filled with even greater triumphs and deeper compassion. May we continue to stand on the shoulders of giants, paving the way for a better tomorrow. Thank you for your service, your guidance, and your friendship. I've only do one check a meeting, okay? Now sit down, we got work to do.
Alrighty, moving on, and thanks, Dan, for everything. He makes it look easy, and it's not. Minutes of the last meeting, December 12th, 2023. Is there a motion? Ms. Parker, second. Mr. Long, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Under Claims Committee reports.
Sure, now I'm gonna mess up.
No pressure.
No pressure at all.
You know, Bruce would have been ready.
Mr. Chairman and members of the County Board, your Committee on County Claims would beg leave to report they have examined the following claims presented and recommend payment. The clerk is hereby authorized and directed to issue orders to the several claimants payable for a total amount of $8,616,598.19.
Is there a motion, Mr. Eckhoff? Second on the claims, Dr. Polk. Roll call vote, please.
Mr. Hess.
Aye.
Mrs. Polk.
Aye.
Mr. Snipes.
Aye.
Mrs. Parker.
Aye.
Mr. Fairfield. Mr. Carrico. Mr. Eckhoff. Mr. Donnell. Mr. Miller. Mr. Long. Mr. Kirkstra.
Aye.
Mr. Hunter. Mr. Smith. Mr. Alexander. Ms. Foster. Ms. Andrade. Ms. Armour Earps. Mr. Ashcraft. Ms. Monday. Ms. Turner. Mr. Wheeler.
Aye. Motion carries. Department reports, if we can get those read in the record, please.
County Collector's Monthly Report for November 2023. Total cash and bank and investments of $5,237,597.93. County Treasurer's Monthly Report for November 2023. Tax operating account at First American Bank, the ending balance is $4,892,804.23. Tax collection account at First American Bank, the ending balance is $556.46. The tax e-pay account at First American Bank, the ending balance is $332,152.38. Coroner's Monthly Report for November 2023. Total calls 112, coroner's cases 14, autopsies 8, toxicology 8, 2 fetal, 50 hospice, 46 referral, 73 cremations, and 1 x-ray, and 7 pending. Coroner's Income Summary Report for November 2023. Total of $11,362.45. Circuit Clerk Cash Book for month ending November 2023. Total disbursed $288,328.35. Recorder's Monthly Report for November 2023. Disbursement fees paid to the County Treasurer of $125,778.57. County Clerk's Monthly Report for November 2023. Total of $50,052.71. Monthly Building Division Report for November 2023. Total permits 67. Total fees of $26,576. Animal Control Monthly Report for November 2023. Total of $34,221. Total animals handled 103.
That's it. Yep. And is there a motion to combine and approve on that? Mr. Eckhoff, second with Mr. Fairfield. All those in favor say aye. Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Alrighty, we have a few items on consent agenda. If you wanted to check those out and see if anything needs to be considered separately, discussed. Second time, anything to come off to be discussed separately? If not, a motion to combine and approve on consent. Ms. Monday, second Mr. Hunter. If we can get those read in the record, please.
The appointment of Luke Johnson to the Kankakee County Regional Planning Commission. The adoption of an updated Kankakee County Policy and Procedure Manual for Vacation Policy. BOE Case 23-01, Kankakee County Code, Chapter 105, Buildings and Building Regulations Amendments. Authorizing approval of professional services agreement for land acquisition services with Santa Cruz Land Acquisitions for reconstruction of County Highway 9 between US 45 and Interstate Route 57, Section 08-00286 FP. Resolution for maintenance under the Highway Code.
All right, and then it'll be a roll call.
Mr. Hess.
Aye.
Mrs. Polk.
Aye.
Mr. Snipes.
Aye.
Mrs. Parker.
Aye.
Mr. Fairfield.
Aye.
Mr. Carrico.
Aye.
Mr. Eckhoff.
Aye.
Mr. Donnell.
Aye.
Mr. Miller.
Aye.
Mr. Long.
Aye.
Mr. Kirkstra.
Aye.
Mr. Hunter. Mr. Smith. Mr. Alexander.
Aye.
Ms. Foster. Ms. Andrade.
Aye.
Ms. Armour Earps.
Aye.
Mr. Ashcraft.
Aye.
Ms. Monday.
Aye.
Ms. Turner.
Aye.
Mr. Wheeler.
Aye. Motion carries. Under Building and Grounds, if we can get the title of that one read.
Resolution of the County Board of Kankakee County, Illinois, authorizing the County Board Chairman to sign a professional service agreement with PSI to act as a construction manager for the Circuit Clerk renovation project.
Is there a motion on this one to the front end? Building and Grounds, Ms. Parker, second Mr. Miller. Any questions along those lines from the group? Next phase will be building out the architecture and the bidding and all of that, and we'll know what we're looking at. Roll call vote, please.
Mr. Hess.
Aye.
Mrs. Polk.
Aye.
Mr. Snipes.
Aye.
Mrs. Parker.
Aye.
Mr. Fairfield. Mr. Carrico. Mr. Eckhoff. Mr. Dunhill. Mr. Miller. Mr. Long. Mr. Kirkstra.
Aye.
Mr. Hunter. Mr. Smith. Mr. Alexander.
Aye.
Ms. Foster. Ms. Andrade.
Aye.
Ms. Armour Earps.
Aye.
Mr. Ashcraft.
Aye.
Ms. Monday.
Aye.
Ms. Turner. Mr. Wheeler.
Aye. Motion carries. The next item, if we can get the title read in the record.
Resolution of the County Board of Kankakee County, Illinois, authorizing the acceptance of the bid by CNA Commercial Awning for the installation of an awning system at the Kankakee County Courthouse.
Is there a motion on this one, maybe out of PZA? Mr. Ashcraft, second. Mr. Fairfield, is there any questions about that? Roll call vote.
Mr. Hess.
Aye.
Mrs. Polk.
Aye.
Mr. Snipes.
Aye.
Mrs. Parker.
Aye.
Mr. Fairfield. Mr. Carrico. Mr. Eckhoff. Mr. Donnell. Mr. Miller. Mr. Long. Mr. Kirkstra.
Aye.
Mr. Hunter. Mr. Smith. Mr. Alexander.
Aye.
Ms. Foster. Ms. Andrade.
Aye.
Ms. Armour Earps.
Aye.
Mr. Ashcraft.
Aye.
Ms. Monday.
Aye.
Ms. Turner.
Aye.
Mr. Wheeler.
Aye. Motion carries. The next item, please.
Resolution of the County Board of Kankakee County, Illinois, authorizing the acceptance of the bid by the Assessed Protection Associates for the upgrade to the panic button system at the Kankakee County Courthouse.
Is there a motion there on that one? Mr. Hess, a second. Ms. Turner, any questions regarding that project? They went through that building around pretty extensively, updating all the buttons. Panic buttons, should I say? Roll call vote.
Mr. Hess.
Aye.
Mrs. Polk.
Aye.
Mr. Snipes.
Aye.
Mrs. Parker.
Aye.
Mr. Fairfield. Mr. Carrico. Mr. Eckhoff. Mr. Dunhill. Mr. Miller. Mr. Long. Mr. Kirkstra.
Aye.
Mr. Hunter. Mr. Smith. Mr. Alexander.
Aye.
Ms. Foster. Ms. Andrade. Ms. Armour Earps.
Aye.
Mr. Ashcraft. Ms. Monday.
Aye.
Ms. Turner.
Aye.
Mr. Wheeler.
Aye. Motion carries. So, we have a kind of a subtle change here. I need a motion for an executive session on real estate. We have some items to discuss, or an item to discuss regarding real estate and executive session. So is there a motion, please? Mr. Carrico, second with Mr. Fairfield. Roll call vote, please.
Mr. Hess.
Aye.
Mrs. Polk.
Aye.
Mr. Snipes.
Aye.
Mrs. Parker. Mr. Fairfield. Mr. Carrico. Mr. Eckhoff. Mr. Dunhill. Mr. Miller. Mr. Long. Mr. Kirkstra.
Aye.
Mr. Hunter. Mr. Hunter? I'm sorry. Mr. Smith. Mr. Alexander.
Aye.
Ms. Foster. Ms. Andrade.
Aye.
Ms. Armour Earps.
Aye.
Mr. Ashcraft. Ms. Monday.
Aye.
Ms. Turner. Mr. Wheeler.
Aye. Motion carries. Be just a moment, please. We are back in open session. Ms. Parker did leave after open session. I believe it was after, correct? She wasn't here for, okay, it was after open session. I just want to make sure. For the record. Okay, under finance, if we can get the title read into the record, please.
Resolution of the County Board of Kankakee County, Illinois, awarding the bid for Kankakee County IP telephony system to Reuter Technologies.
All right, is there a bid, or excuse me, is there a motion on that, preferably from somebody who evaluated it? That would be nice to get someone who was on the evaluation team. Mr. Hildebrand, Alexander Hildebrand, a second? Second, Mr. Dono. Any comments from that team, apples to apples, otherwise? Go ahead. I just want to make sure that, is there any, they were complete, we thank the bidders, all that kind of stuff, but, you know, this.
We went over in finance.
Okay. Mr. Hunter.
Yeah, just a real brief comment. Glad to see local businesses get were successful in this particular bid.
All righty, roll call vote, please.
Mr. Hess.
Aye.
Mrs. Polk.
Aye.
Mr. Snipes.
Aye.
Mr. Fairfield.
Aye.
Mr. Carrico. Mr. Eckhoff.
Aye.
Mr. Donnell. Mr. Miller.
Aye.
Mr. Long.
Aye.
Mr. Kirkstra.
Aye.
Mr. Hunter. Mr. Smith.
Aye.
Mr. Alexander.
Aye.
Ms. Foster. Ms. Andrade. Ms. Armour Earps.
Aye.
Mr. Ashcraft. Ms. Monday.
Aye.
Ms. Turner.
Aye.
Mr. Wheeler.
Aye. Motion carries. Few openings.
One opening on the McGillivray Special Drainage District, one opening on the Keebury Area Fire Protection District, one opening on the BM Lewis Drainage District, one opening on the Moments Pembroke Union Drainage District number 1, one opening on the Kankakee County Public Building Commission, one opening on the Union Drainage District number 2, 3 openings on the Animal Welfare Advisory Committee.
Alrighty. Under new business, we had one thing that was added. It was mainly in support of the city of Kankakee and the issues that we're having with buses pulling over in communities just like ours. And so I thought maybe we get the title read into the record. We've distributed, go ahead please, I'm sorry.
Resolution supporting the city of Kankakee and declaring Kankakee County a non-sanctuary immigration county.
Thank you. It builds upon the previous resolutions that we've had in the past and didn't really take any other new angles. So those, what the city of Kankakee did is in your packet. What we did previously, about what, a year and a half, 2 years ago, regarding, well, there was 10 shared principles, and the second resolution had to do with a variety of subjects. But I put a very appropriate quote in there. You know, obviously we've gone through it and fact checked it, but basically it is saying that we are going to be expending money in supporting of Kankakee, and they're combating the bus companies who are acting in a manner that is really unsafe and unethical. So we are pushing it back towards them and the federal government to solve a problem we all know we have. They need to get off their hands and do something that's for both parties. So, and I will welcome, you know, any comments, any discussion. It basically says we're, you know, the part that drove me to this was as I sat here and I thought about it, and I thought about Kankakee being home rule and the rest of our communities are not along 57. And what can we do as a board? Well, there's really not a lot we can do, but tell you that we got your back financially. In terms of deploying those resources to assist the city of Kankakee, but it wasn't lost on me. And if you think about it as a board, the state of Illinois, through a change in the laws, made it illegal for this county and other counties to work with any immigration authority on any level like this, okay? And that was to uphold laws, because we didn't go out and arrest people. There would be people that were being, you know, gone through the process and were being sent back to wherever, okay? Not because they were just here driving illegal, okay? It was because they were here and they committed crimes for the most part. So the state of Illinois takes away our ability to be part of a system that upholds the law, but now the city of Chicago and the state of Illinois are asking for money from the federal government to break the law, to assist those to break the law, and it doesn't make sense to me. There's a human cost to this. They don't deserve to be treated like pawns in political games. But taxpayers don't need to be footing the bill and taking services out of their communities to fund millions of people coming to this country like a swinging gate. You can't go the other direction. You can't just go walking into some of these other countries. They won't welcome you with open arms with, as they say, 3 hots and a cot. You know, you ain't gonna get that. So please, this is a statement saying we get the human cost. We feel it. We would want to live here too. We get why people want to come here. It's the best thing going. But we got to have a federal immigration policy and stop pushing all that cost back to our taxpayers in our community. That's what it's about. Questions, comments?
Motion.
Throw it out. Is there a motion to approve to start with? So we can get into discussion? And if not, it'll just die here.
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
Does that mean housing as well?
Housing?
Yeah.
All kind of resources.
We don't have housing. People house in their own houses.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
But like homelessness, like when they just show up.
Correct. Yeah, no, they're being transported to the landing zone in Chicago, which is now 24/7. So it's bus resources to get people where they got to go. It's police resources to meet them on the ground and say the bus just pulls over and says, "Hey, you're in Chicago, get out," and they're here.
Yeah.
And so we've got to get them to where they wanted to go, which was Chicago, into the landing zone. Well, before they were open Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Well, at 2 a.m. that doesn't do you any good when people are walking down I-57. That's what I'm talking about. There's a cost that we are going to have to pay locally as taxpayers in order to address this situation. We can't do what the city of Kankakee did. We're just saying we support them and we will handle the role and we will expend funds in this manner through our sheriff's department. As a department, I spoke with him about this. We talked about it as well. So we're not putting up signs. We're not being mean-spirited. We're saying, hey, we get it. We want to come here too. But the feds need to get their act together because it's being dumped on our doorstep. And the bus companies are complicit. So the only way to attack that is to support Kankakee, because you can't take people if you don't have a bus. And by the way, this is bipartisan. Look in to see who runs El Paso, Texas. Okay?
Well, in my district, how District 13, over the summer, just because we got a bus load that we all are aware of right now that ended up on 57 or left on the exit, we had people going door to door begging for money that they had just got here and telling us the story and et cetera, et cetera. So, I mean, there's a lot of red flags with what's going on in Texas, obviously.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There's got to be some action taken by this board.
It's basically saying, Kankakee, we got your back. We know you're fighting this battle. It has nothing to do with people. It has everything to do with the problems that are being dumped on your doorstep, and that the people that are supposed to take action are not. Mr. Eckhoff? Is there a second? Mr. Dono? Any questions, thoughts, comments? Mr. Snipes?
Yeah, I kind of reviewed the resolution, and the first thing I noticed is just typographical. We say non-sanctuary when it should be non-sanctuary. However, though it appears as if we are saying, well, we can't really do anything, and you know, it's just our way of saying something. The words, whereas the County of Kankakee supports the City of Kankakee and their resolve to combat migrants being dropped off in their community via unsafe, unorganized, and illegal actions of private commuter bus services, and there's no teeth behind this, however, and I cannot support a resolution or an ordinance that kind of promotes immigration bullying or bias. I don't believe that we need to do anything in this respect. However, the City of Kankakee had an issue. They addressed the issue. We need to kind of stay out of this process right now, because we don't have the legal authority to do anything. It's the federal law. The other thing is, when we use the terminology sanctuary sanctuary does not mean harboring fugitives. Basically, this should be more of a local control or safe city or safe county ordinance if it's going to be anything. But the way it is written as a non-sanctuary immigration county, I'm not going to support anything. Again, I say I cannot support a resolution or an ordinance that promotes immigration bullying or bias. I just can't do it. So that's just my thoughts. And then the fact that sanctuary, as we term it, give it a definition, is totally different legally. It does not mean harboring fugitives. So on that basis, I will be voting against it.
Yes, Ms. Hirsch.
So what happens as of right now if a bus gets dropped off in our county areas? What occurs at that point? And don't get
The
dropped off
sheriff
on the
is not
interstate.
here.
Okay.
I would say that'd probably be a better question for him because yeah, he would be able to answer that. I just know what happens if it happens within the city of Kankakee. That's what I'd be prepared to talk about. So we are not home rule. There's only one home rule county in Illinois. Imagine what that is. So that would be Cook. Mr. Hunter.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Before the meeting started, I had just a question about this matter and relating also back to the article that was in the paper about the action taken by the city of Kankakee. The only Hispanic member of the Kankakee City Council concurred with that particular action taken by the city. And you may recall that you as well as board member Andrade, I wondered about the state of Guanajuato and the sister city of Casa Quran, and what's the other one?
Casa Quran. Rio Lidia.
If indeed that had any impact upon the sister city status that the city of Kankakee had, and also talking with some other individuals as well too. I think everything's still in place. It would have no adverse impact upon that relationship. So in other words, I'm saying if Victor Navarez, says it's okay, and there's another individual who I talked to even Sunday about it, because I know you and I discussed something, I think Friday, and I said I had some uneasiness about it until I got the proper responses, which I got the proper information, and including today as well too. So I understand, because if you're a sanctuary city, there's certain obligations, and this came from a Hispanic individual who has contacts with the Hispanic caucus, etc., and is quite in the hierarchy of in the state in terms of responsibilities of the sanctuary city. So that's important. If we say we are, there's certain incumbent responsibilities and resources that need to be allocated towards that designation.
Any other comments? Roll call vote. Oh, Ms. Foster.
Oh, I just wanted to make a comment. From what I had seen on TV and in the press, it appeared that the county was very compassionate to the migrants that came. And I think we're just putting something in place, and hopefully we will continue to be a compassionate community. And we do need the federal government to get their act together.
Thank you for noticing the distinction, because it is a hard one to get out there so people realize there is a distinction. Yes, I promise. One more.
Oh,
Go ahead. Go ahead. No, please.
Kankakee is a welcoming place for our Hispanic and migrant people that are here. I've been here my whole life, and a lot of my family are from Casa Quran, and it's since back in the 2000s, we have had school districts, and one of the things is we have a census, if I'm saying it correctly, I'm sorry, And we weren't taking those, so we didn't know how the population was here. And this is stuff that we do have to keep up with, so we know how to better assist our community. So, I mean, I kind of disagree with when, you know, Kankakee, not to this part right here, but to not being a welcoming to it, and where, you know, I know Robert has said, you know, it being diversity or however way he wanted to mean it. Kankakee is very welcoming to our Hispanic community.
I've noticed it always has been.
Yeah,
Mr. Hunter, second time, please.
Yeah. Also, Mr. Chairman, you have been invited to a meeting tomorrow at 11 o'clock. Maybe you weren't officially notified, but you heard my phone going off 5 or 6 times about making sure that you receive official notice about a meeting about these very issues regarding our migrants at Duane Dean at 11 o'clock. And there'll be substantial discussion regarding the plan, actions regarding this very issue of migrants.
All right. Thank you. Mr. Kirko, sorry.
Thanks, Mr. Chairman. I have a question for the council. If you could, for the record, to describe the difference between migration and immigration, because we're bringing up the word migrant quite often, and I'm looking in here with this resolution is just stating in terms of immigration, or a lot of portions of this resolution, you know, just covers a little bit more of supporting of legal immigration. And could you legally describe what the difference between migration or migrant and immigration or immigrant?
I wish I had an answer for you, but I don't. Immigration is, well, I'll be happy to research if there's a difference, but as far as, I think they're used, both used the same way. Any differences as far as legal immigration, there's a process where you apply, you come into the country. Migration, I mean, in my mind, migration is just people moving someplace. People migrated from, I mean, my people migrated from Ireland, you know, but then once they came to the States, they migrated to Chicago, or they migrated wherever they were going. So, but as far as any legal difference, I don't have an answer for you.
Thank you, sir. I don't want for anybody to take this as a legal kind of a opinion, but I've been, since this came up for us to look into, I've been reading about from different sources, and all the sources that I looked into describe migration being moving within a specific country. And immigration will be when someone moves to a foreign country, and, you know, immigrate to a different country. So this is what I saw from several different sources when I looked into this. With this resolution here, I really don't see anything that it's saying that we are saying that the Kankakee County is going to be a non-sanctuary county. If I understand correctly, Mr. Chairman, this means that we're just supporting what the city of Kankakee did. Is that correct?
Correct. Supporting, it's what they did and what they're going to do.
What are they going to do?
Yeah, that's their plan and what they have going forward. To you know, I got to make sure everybody realizes that we don't make decisions for other communities and municipalities, and we're not home rule, so we can't enact our own ordinance, or else I would ask you to do so. The other thing to remember, and it kind of speaks to what Ms. Armour had brought up before, they're not driving 10 miles into a rural area out in the middle of nowhere and dropping people off. You know, it's we're seeing by, like, Elburn is out of the way. Well, that's a train station. So, you know, I mean, it's not just like, hey, I'm going to pull over and drop people off wherever. There's thought behind this, because people are actually on the buses and they get off the buses the stop beforehand. And I'll just say, I'll leave it at that, who those people are. It's a very organized effort from the private bus companies, and they know exactly what they're doing.
Well,
this is about us being welcoming people in the manner that we're talking about. Legal immigration But there are situations where that people are taking people into their houses, but that the county's not going to go build a huge migrant center. That's not what we're talking. That we're saying we're not going to devote resources to go, be this huge we want to just support the city of Kankakee in their efforts to police what's happening.
Well, what I want to say is I'm 100% behind of legal immigration. And I do not agree with putting, and I think everybody should have the chance to a better life. And a lot of us, including myself, moved to U.S. or you guys have some probably far down relatives that moved over here many years ago. So, but I do not agree with putting anybody, including someone that comes here illegally, in danger. And I think when a bus comes here and drops somebody here with no money, no proper, let's say, any type of clothing or anything to protect them against the cold, I think to me that is putting their health and well-being in jeopardy. So I do not agree with that at all.
Right.
So something needs to be done. Yes, I think that comes all the way from federal level, but at the same time, when it comes to local government, I don't think we should be putting that extra cost of different things. When you mention about the sheriff, when you're talking about dispatching deputies and then cars and hours of work and things like that to deal with a situation that the federal level should be taking care of a long time ago. So that passes to local taxpayers, and I don't agree with that either.
Yeah. Thank you. And I will say that it's perspective. We had a bus come. Chicago talks about what 40,000 people living in Chicago now because of this. The guy in El Paso gets 40,000 a week. Okay, imagine in this town is what 60,000. 70,000 at the border, that one town right along the Eagle Pass or whatever down there. I mean, seriously, the numbers just are staggering. So you understand why they're doing what they're doing. It's a marketing effort. We're aware now. We're talking about it. So in that aspect, it's been very effective. Whether you like it or not, it's been effective getting the country talking about this, because now it's become our problem. Now it's Chicago's problem. There's a cost behind Sanctuary City. And it usually comes out of those who are fighting for those resources on a very local level, as we are seeing. It's not going to happen here. That's all. All I'm trying to get the board to do is to say, Kankakee, we'll support you where we got you, where we can. I wish we could say the same to other places that are not home rule in the county along I-57. I'm sorry. Oh, Mr. Snipes, second time.
Yeah, my thing is that we can looking at resources for the buses, but my thing is then they'll go to vans, then they'll go to cars. It doesn't, where does this stop? We don't have the policing power to arrest them. If the kids and stuff are there and we stop them, now there's a duty that's upon us to now safeguard them somewhere. And right now we don't have a juvenile home to put them or any other place. They're already fighting just for places for the homeless. So my thing is the city did what it did because it was in their particular city. I don't see anything for Babonas, Mantino, Hertz, any other place. And I just think that we need to err with caution and stay away from things right now that we have no authority or control over. So my position will still be no on the resolution. It doesn't say that I agree with the immigration, but that's the federal level. That's not the county. And the county, even if they came in the city, that would be a city jurisdiction and not the county. And I understand we want to bag up, but there's words like combat, this, that, and the other. We can't go with it. I'd just rather stay away from it because right now we don't have any legal authority to put teeth in it or whatever, other than waste our resources and then into policing. If we ask the sheriff to police it, and then they're going to say, but what can we do legally? And then we come back to nothing. So it's just right now is an undeveloped process until the federal government moves or Congress moves to give us some type of legal authority to do something. Until that time happens, I can't support a resolution that really has no teeth.
Mr. Long?
I think we're talking about supporting someone. I move that we go ahead and call the question.
I can't. Question's been called. Is there a second on that? Actually, it doesn't require a second. Question's been called.
Call for the question?
Yes.
We didn't hear the question.
One more time.
I'm just, I think we're not talking about policing, we're talking about supporting the city of Kankakee and their decision. I'm calling the question, I believe it's something we should support.
Thank you. If anybody objects to that question being called and has something else to say, let me know. Don't want to. The Attorney General weighing in. Good Lord. Roll call vote, please.
Mr. Hess. Aye. Mrs. Polk.
Aye.
Mr. Snipes.
Nay.
Mr. Fairfield. Aye. Mr. Kirko. Aye. Mr. Eckhoff. Aye. Mr. Donnell. Aye. Mr. Miller.
Aye.
Mr. Long. Aye. Mr. Kirkstra.
Aye. Aye.
Mr. Hunter. Aye. Mr. Smith.
Aye.
Mr. Alexander.
Aye.
Ms. Foster.
Aye.
Ms. Andrade.
Aye.
Ms. Armour Earps.
Aye.
Mr. Ashcraft.
Aye.
Ms. Turner.
Aye.
Mr. Wheeler.
Aye. Motion carries. I'm sorry. Any other new business? Anyone? Come on. It's got to be some more new business. Old business? Other business? Any business? Mr. Hess? Second. Old Yeller. All those in favor say aye.